covering news that matters. Fox 23 News at 9 starts right now.
We're starting with a live look at America's top Oktoberfest. It looks like everyone is having a blast. A great crowd out there for the second night of this four-day event, and perfect weather right now, too. Oktoberfest Tulsa earned the title of Best Oktoberfest from USA Today for the second year in a row. And it's the first time any Oktoberfest has ever won back-to-back. Well, you still have Saturday and Sunday to enjoy lots of live music, carnival rides, German beer and food, and lots of fun. Love the chicken hats there. Thanks so much for joining us at 9. I'm Shay Rozzi. Nathan has the night off. Now, we are expecting storms to start your Saturday. Certified meteorologist Mike Grogan is in the Burgraff Fox 23 Severe Weather Center for James, bringing us our weekend weather.
We are wrapping up a very warm Friday. Far from average, Tulsa reached the upper 80s along with many other locations across green country. That average high is 73. We just haven't known what average feels like in quite a while. As we take a look at what's going on out there right now, we do have a south breeze that will keep our temperatures elevated through the night, but so far Doppler radar looking quiet for us. So as we move through the overnight hours, expect that to change. We will get a few rounds of showers and storms developing maybe north of Tulsa after midnight towards 2, 3 in the morning. Then a better chance for some showers and storms off and on through the morning as we start off our day. From there, we're going to have a full look at that stormy Saturday timeline, breaking down the threats of that severe weather threat as well. And then we'll look at some nice fall temperatures we'll be treated to after getting through the stormy stretch for the second half of the weekend and beyond. And then we'll have an outlook through October with a look at when we might be seeing another warm up in the forecast.
New at 9, we're hearing from the State Office of Special Education after major cuts at the federal level. They say they're expecting no impact at the state level, and they're wanting to reassure Oklahoma families. Fox 23's Devin Lyon joins us live in the newsroom with what he found out about the changes by the feds. Devin.
Yeah, Shay, these cuts from the federal government are part of the ongoing federal shutdown, but it really comes as no surprise since the Trump administration planned on doing away with the entire Department of Education eventually. But here at the state level, that Office of Special Education is still fully intact.
While it is a disruption, will not disrupt the services for students. IDEA remains the law, and it doesn't change what districts do for students, and it doesn't change what states do for districts.
During the shutdown, the federal government cut staff at the Office of Special Education Programs, leaving just 2 people to oversee national special education policy. But Oklahoma's state office wants to reassure families the money is still flowing and services remain in place. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, is still federal law. Coates says the cuts impact federal oversight, not state or local services.
And it's very specific. It has, it outlines the role for OSEP, the Office of Special Education Programs. It outlines the role of the SEA, or the State Education Agency, us. It outlines the role of the local education agency, or the district. OSEP, the Office of Special Education Programs, as the overseer of what happens at the state, and the state as the overseer of what happens in the districts.
Oklahoma gets about $180 million a year from the federal government for special ed, but that's only around 15% of the total cost.
But that's not enough to pay for all of the services that students with disabilities need. It's supported very much by the state and by the local district.
For now, Coates says the state is still accessing federal dollars without issue. And while some behind-the-scenes administrative tasks may be impacted, she says students and families will see no change in services.
We have policies and procedures in Oklahoma, and our State Board of Education has approved those policies and procedures, and we're going to continue to follow all of those things to make sure that students get exactly what they need.
With a 95% reduction of that federal office, only 2 people remain in charge of that $15 billion that's distributed across the country. But if the Trump administration has their way, they're wanting all of that money through the Department of Education to be overseen by a different federal agency by the end of his term. Live in the newsroom covering news that matters, Devin Lyon, Fox 23 News.
Federal courts are still looking into the legality of mass layoffs such as these because of the government shutdown. A judge in California attempted to block mass layoffs, putting their employment status in limbo. At the Capitol, new records show the Oklahoma State Department of Education gave federal dollars to private religious schools that did not qualify for them. According to the U.S. Department of Education, Ryan Walters' administration gave money from the Federal Emergency Assistance to Non-Public Schools program to at least 9 private schools that did not meet requirements. In order to use that money, schools must have at least 40% of their students come from low-income families. Some of the 9 schools didn't even have 10%. Former State Board of Education member Tim Gilpin says the state could be on the hook for that money. It's still unknown just how much money was distributed to those schools. We will update you once we learn more. The state attorney general's office tells us they served a search warrant at the office of a state representative. This week, the Oklahoma Ethics Commission filed a lawsuit against State Representative Ajay Pittman. They say she committed fraud with campaign finances with the help of her mother, former state senator Anastasia Pittman. The commission is suing both for $35,000. The AG's office confirmed they searched Pittman's office at the state capitol as part of their ongoing investigation, but could not give us any further details. We reached out to Pittman's office, but have not gotten a response. New at 9, a local hotel is cleaning up the damage after an SUV crashed through a wall. Take a look right here. You can see the hole right in the side of the building. Police say the driver accidentally hit the gas, crashing into a hotel room at the Wood Springs Suites near Sheridan and the BA Expressway. There was someone inside that room when the crash happened, but thankfully no one was hurt. Now to our continuing coverage of the ongoing contract negotiations between the city of Bartlesville and the firefighters union. Fox 23's Bailey Coyle breaks down what's holding up an agreement.
The city of Bartlesville and firefighters union have been discussing next year's contract for months.
Fortunately, we're not as close as we would like to be at this point in time.
The key sticking points are overtime pay and sick leave, promotions, and raises. The city says when a firefighter is called in unexpectedly, usually because another firefighter calls in sick, they are paid double their regular rate, a policy negotiated a few years ago.
It's been a substantial impact, and a lot of that has been driven by we have a lot higher sick use than other departments of our size.
Bartlesville City Manager Mike Bailey says firefighters use about a month of sick leave per firefighter each year.
What we would like to see is either something to help to resolve that excess sick leave use or to address the double time, perhaps even to remove it from the contract.
The firefighter union says firefighters only get double time when they are called in with little notice, often after completing 24-hour shifts, and overtime is part of the job. Local 200 President Josiah Rovestein says in a statement, quote, every shift must meet minimum manning standards to ensure that residents get the emergency response they expect and deserve. For Bailey, the bigger issue is how the department does promotions. He wants to see the department promote based more on merit rather than seniority.
We want to be a high-performing organization, and in order to do that, you have to promote and reward those people who are high-performing.
The union disagrees. Rovestein says in a statement, quote, seniority-based promotions help protect against favoritism and politics in the firehouse. Finally, raises. The city has offered a 5% increase, matching other city employees. The union initially asked for 10%, but has since lowered to 6.5%. Right now, the deal is still in limbo due to the government shutdown because a neutral arbiter is furloughed.
Negotiations are continuing right now, and so I'm hopeful that that's how this resolves.
In Bartlesville, covering news that matters, Bailey Coyle, Fox 23 News.
If you would like to see the union's full response and what the city had to say initially, we have it all in this story on fox23.com. New at 9, the Gatesway Foundation in Broken Arrow hosted their second annual Disability Awareness Powwow. The event celebrates community and culture through dance, art, and music while highlighting the importance of disability awareness. Fox 23's Jade Morrow is live in Broken Arrow after going to the powwow. Jade, you talked to people there who were just so happy to take part in something like this.
That's right, Shay, and the residents that I spoke to who live here at Gatesway said this type of event highlighting disability awareness and culture all in one makes them feel seen, heard, and accepted.
When someone listens to you and takes the time to listen to you, it makes you feel better, and it's like you're a person, not just a number.
Sandra Downey and Darren Gates, both residents at Gatesway Foundation, are proud to experience the foundation's second annual Disability Awareness Powwow. Dawn Newrider, Director of Community Residential at Gatesway, says this event started after figuring out ways to bridge the gaps between tribal culture and the overall community.
We want to create a space where anybody with disabilities of all ages can come and feel free to come dance, be in the space, and just be themselves.
That's how the powwow came to fruition. The celebration features numerous food and tribal vendors, one of Kate's favorites.
I love it because you get to eat fried bread and Indian tacos, and it helps Gatesway too.
There's also resources for anyone who needs them, tribal dances, music, and more. But to Kates and Towney, as they're native themselves, the events mean so much more than just the food. It's the feeling of togetherness that makes it worth more.
Yes, it makes me proud. Mom would be so proud. She's up in heaven now. She's like singing, dancing, loving life. And she's probably like proud of where we're at now.
I'm very proud too of what's going on here. They're making me a much better person.
That's the goal that Newrider wants to achieve with this powwow, making everyone feeling accepted and proud of who they are.
I'm proud to be able to make something like this happen as a whole, and just to see their faces. It's priceless to see how happy they are for someone to be watching them and paying attention to them.
Now, right now, the powwow is wrapping up for tonight, but it will continue on for tomorrow morning. For information on to buy tickets to attend this event, we have links in this story on our website at FOX23.com. Live in Broken Arrow, covering news that matters. I'm Jade Morrow, Fox 23 News.
Proceeds from the event support the Gatesway Foundation nonprofit to continue their mission and help grow the annual celebration. New at 9, the 36th annual Halloween kicked off tonight at the Tulsa Zoo. The family-friendly Halloween event offers both daytime and nighttime sessions featuring themed activities, carnival games, and spooky but not scary attractions. Fox 23 talked to Carissa Hahn with the zoo about what makes Halloween stand out.
You know, I think there's so much that makes Halloween really a tradition here in Tulsa. People love coming out. If you come during the day, as I said, you're likely to see the animals. But if you come at night, the animals are going to bed, right? And so you're going to be able to still roam the zoo, but you get to see all these amazing attractions, right? We have games, we have candy, we have, I think it's 19 goblin stops that are handing out candy to kiddos, and we have performers over at the Inshurica Pumpkin Patch that are walking around as kiddos are picking out pumpkins. We have so many fun things for the entire family to do.
The first nighttime session was tonight, will continue tomorrow, as well as the 24th and 25th from 6 to 9. Look at them having so much fun. Daytime sessions start on the 19th and continue on the 25th and 26th from 2 to 5. Tickets are $15 for members, $20 for non-members, with separate fees for rides. To learn more about the themes, the dates, times, and where to get those tickets, visit fox23.com. It's also new at 9. The Oklahoma Aquarium is hosting its 21st annual Halloween. The aquarium offers indoor trick-or-treating where everyone can enjoy costumes, candy, and marine life encounters no matter the weather outside. Fox 23 talked to education specialist Tegan Smith, who says they get a lot of positive reactions from kids each year.
All of the different decorations that our exhibits and our events team spend a lot of time decorating the aquarium with. We always get a lot of amazing reactions from that. And who doesn't get excited about candy?
Daytime trick-or-treating continues tomorrow from 2 to 5. It features candy stations, characters, a costume parade, and the popular diving pirate show. Members get in for free. Now, evening trick-or-treating is happening next weekend, the 24th, 25th, and on Halloween from 6:30 to 8. It includes more than 20 candy stations, photo ops, the live diving pirate show, and the aquarium's 10,000 animals. Special event tickets are required. To buy tickets, visit this story on fox23.com. New at 9, the Tulsa Air and Space Museum Planetarium hosted an exclusive media day ahead of the opening of Sounds of the Ocean. Here's a first look. Sounds of the Ocean is an award-winning immersive wellness and ocean conservation experience. Created by sound artist Joshua Sam Miller, the 360 Dome show blends real whale and dolphin sounds, original music, and ocean imagery for a transformative sensory experience. Its public opening is on November 1st. 10% of ticket proceeds will benefit the Oklahoma Aquarium's conservation education programs.
Ashton Gilkey's taken down the competition and breaking barriers, all in her first year of wrestling. This February, she became Collinsville's first ever girls state champion.
It feels really good. It's like, I don't know, like a weight lifted off from all the practice I've been putting in and stuff.
Her teammates were crying tears of joy as her name was called. Collinsville Junior High head coach Alex Kaufman says watching Ashton hold her trophy filled him with pride.
I can't say enough about these kids. They work hard, especially seeing these kids get on the podium and smiling in first place. Gilkey is my first state champion, so it's been really, really awesome.
The journey to the top of the podium was full of hard work. Ashton has put in extra minutes on the mat, getting help from her two big brothers. She says they're the reason she started wrestling, and she doesn't mind wrestling the boys.
I mean, they definitely challenge you, and my brothers have helped out a lot and put in a lot of work with me to get me better, just knowing that it is male-dominated, and so they're just trying to get me up to that level too.
Ashton had a little added motivation too after she struck a deal with her coach.
We made a deal that if I won state, then I got a new pair of shoes and some Olive Garden. So I'm just waiting for that.
I got to get her shoes. She's and her Olive Garden. She says she wants fettuccine Alfredo. She doesn't have a specific shoe she wants yet, so I think I might surprise her with something.
For the record, Ashton is size 11.5 coach. In Collinsville, covering news that matters, Kaylee Carnine, Fox 23 Sports.
The Oklahoma Sports Spotlight is a weekly segment we do here at Fox 23. If you would like to suggest someone for us to spotlight, just email us at sports@fox23.com.
From the Burggraff Fox 23 Severe Weather Center, certified meteorologist Mike Grogan.
Our dry spell about to come to an end. As we look at a cold front arriving, it will also bring a welcome cool down as we move towards the second half of the weekend. By this time tomorrow night, those north winds will be blowing in and bringing us the cool air. But before that, we're getting south winds ushering in more moisture, and that will result in showers and storms forming overnight and more likely into the day tomorrow. So as we get that day started, you may have to dodge a few showers and storms. That rain chance will increase through the morning, upper 60s to near 70. So you may not need the jacket for warmth, but maybe the rain jacket as the rain may be coming down. Now, as we head further into the day, you might be off to Oktoberfest, and it's going to be a little bit of a trickier day as rain appears quite likely between about 11 and 4. So if you are heading out early, you'll probably just need to seek some of the sheltered spots to stay away from any sort of threat of thunder or lightning, and of course the rainfall as well. It might make it a bit muddy out there if the rain comes down heavily enough. Temperatures, though, will be quite nice during the day. So in between rainy spells, temperatures will be, warm enough to be pleasant, but not cool enough to bring out the jackets. That might be a different story by tomorrow night as temperatures tumble from the low 60s at 9. There to follow into the 50s, so you'll want the heavier layers on as the night goes along for your Saturday. But the bigger concern initially will be that threat of severe weather, which will be highest in our far eastern counties during the day, anywhere from Grove, Tahlequah, Muskogee down to McAllister and eastward appears to be the zone where we could have some storms with high winds, hail, and even an isolated tornado threat, as in we might get a warning or two midday, early afternoon. We may get a few severe storms overnight. We're talking 3 in the morning or later, though, in our northern counties, just mainly a hail threat with this. But during the day, we'll latch onto more instability, and so some of these other threats may emerge as you see here. So latest radar predictor showing any storms that fire up not happening till after midnight, and then they could move into parts of our northern counties. That's the only area at risk for any storms until we get to about dawn or so. Then we're going to see another uptick in showers and storms throughout the course of the morning. And then as we move into the middle of the day, we've got more heat to work with, therefore more intensity for storms. That initial leading edge is probably where we'll focus for severe weather concerns. And notice by 1 o'clock, it's already in our far eastern counties extending into southeast Oklahoma. But rain may follow that. So in Tulsa, expect some wet weather midday into the early afternoon. It may linger into the late afternoon for some locations as well. So don't put away the umbrella just by 2 or 3. We may need it into the early evening hours. The final bit of chance of rain would be with the passage of a cold front front by early evening, and that would be minimal in terms of rainfall and not a threat for severe weather more than likely. So that would leave us with quieter weather to follow. Amount of rain, though, might exceed an inch east of Tulsa. Most of us probably half an inch or less, but enough to settle the dust and more than we've had by a long shot so far this month. After we get beyond Saturday, we've got another dry spell ahead of us. Sunday, in fact, hardly a cloud in the sky. But we don't get a reprieve from the wind. That will be increasing as we move into your Monday, especially with gusty south winds. Then north winds take hold from there Tuesday into Wednesday. By the way, that temperature trend is a bit of an up and down one, slightly below average for that high on Sunday. Then we have that one-day warm spell before temperatures level out, even with some small red bars here. That's still putting us in a mild, more fall-like range, and that is the expectation heading into the following week of October. The final days of the month still appear a bit warmer than average, but that still will be a little more comfortable than what we've had on hand recently, unless you like summer weather, of course. So here's the forecast. We do have that likely chance of storm Saturday. Quiet there to follow with that up and down temperature range. A few nights in the upper 40s. The first night to dip there would be Sunday morning. Then you'll see a moderate chance of storms towards the end of next week, and some unsettled weather carries on through the end of this forecast. Laura's back in the morning. She'll continue to track those showers and storms with you on Fox 23 News at 6.
Thanks so much for joining us for this online edition of Fox 23 News at 9. We'll see you back here and on TV tomorrow morning starting at 6. Have a good night and a great